Hello, my dear students. Today we will read the electrolytic cell or electrolysis. Okay, electrolytic cell. Till today we are reading about the galvanic cell or electrochemical cell or voltaic cell, which is the device where we are converting that chemical energy to electrical energy. In this particular cell, we will do the electrical energy, we will supply the electrical energy, and that will lead to the chemical change, and chemical change gives you chemical energy. Okay, so electrolytic cell, it is the conversion what from by applying electricity, chemical changes occur. So let us understand, let us, what is electricity or what is your changes, chemical changes. Okay, we will do that same. Electrolyte cell. So this is the case of galvanic cell, where these changes, this chemical electrode will get oxidized in a one half cell, and it will produce electrons, and that electron will flow through the connecting wire to the other side of electrode, by which the current will flow from cathode to anode. But here both things are happening in a single container. Okay, this is anode, this is cathode. Okay, they both are connected. Anode is positive, cathode is negative. Okay, in that case, anode is, in a galvanic cell, anode is negative and cathode is positive. Here this anode is connected with the positive terminal of the battery, and this is connected with the negative terminal of the battery, and through which will supply electricity, and by which what will happen, the electrolytic solution or the electrolytes get dissociated into the ions. Suppose here A plus ions and B minus ions created. B minus, B minus, B minus, A plus, A plus, A plus, A plus, A plus. Plus ions and negative ions, positive ions and negative ions. When a salt or electrolyte get dissociated, it gives two types of ion, that is plus ion and negative ions. So what will happen? The further step, this is the positive terminal. Okay, what will happen? Here it will lose electron, and the negative ions will move towards this, wherever the positive ions move towards the cathode. Okay, here again the same thing happens, oxidation and reduction in a single container. There were two containers, half cell, left half cell and right half cell. Here also two electrodes are there, but there is single container. Okay, so what happens? The cations means what? The positively charged ions are known as cations. They move towards cathode. Okay, the negative charged ions, that is what? Anion, B minus, they will go to anode. Okay, cations, remember, cathode negative charge. And to negative charge, which ions will go? Obviously positive ions will go. That's why though the positively charged ions move towards the cathode, these are known as cations. Though the negatively charged ions move towards anode, which is positively charged, is known as anion. Okay, is it clear? So what happened in cathode? Remember what happened in cathode. In cathode, A plus combines with the electron. A plus combines with the electron and it will give A. That means what? In galvanic cell we know that reduction in cathode, again reduction happens in cathode. Here I write reduction. Okay, so in anode what will happen? Oxidation. Okay, so what is the reaction in anode? B minus, B minus, B minus, B plus E. Here what happened? A plus this E combines with this E and gives A. So removal of electron or loss of electron. Two things happen: loss of electron and gaining of electron. I hope you all remember that oil rig. Oxidation in losing of electron and reduction in gaining electrons. Losing electrons is oxidation, gaining electron is reduction. So this is the process of electrolysis. Okay, this is the cell where we supplied electricity, or by supplying electricity there will be a chemical change that will lead to the chemical energy, right? Next, here also anode is positive because it connects with the positive terminal of the battery. This cathode is negative as it is connected to the negative terminal of battery. When the electricity is passed, the electrolyte get dissociates into the ions, and further these ions will move towards the respective electrodes. Positive ion will move towards the cathode, so that is known as cations, and the negative ions will move towards the plus electrode, anode, that is what? Anions. Here the loss of electron occurs, so this is oxidation. Here the gaining of electron is happen, this is reduction. Okay, so next we will see the quantity aspects. How much reduction will happen, how much oxidation will happen, how we will calculate, these things will discuss in this video. Okay, let me clean. Next we will see the quantitative aspects of electrolysis. Means we'll go in detail in quantity wise how much deposition occur, how much reduction or oxidation occur in an electrolysis. While electrolysis, how much current electricity is applied. So what is basically the quantity? How much weight, how much moles, okay, what volume. So this concept we will discuss here. And for this, Faraday's first law, Michael Faraday is the scientist, he gave a law, Faraday's law. He gave two laws. First law we will discuss first. So what is the first law? It is very simple. So in first law it is very simple that the amount means, simply remember this mathematical expression, the amount of or the mass deposited to the electrolyte. Okay, whenever electrolysis occurs means what? Something deposit and something, there will be some deposition, there will be some reduction, right? So the amount of deposition or the amount is directly proportional to the Q, that is what, nothing but your charge or electricity passed. Means electrolysis means applying electricity to give the chemical change, right? As much you are applying electricity, as much you are raising the electricity, the deposition will occur. So that is what directly proportional. As you will pass the electricity, the mass will be high. So in statement wise, if you write the amount of chemical reaction, right, the amount of chemical reaction occur, is visible? Yes. Occur, amount of chemical reaction which occurs in any electrode during electrolysis, the amount of chemical reaction which occur in any electrode during electrolysis by current is directly proportional, is, remember, is directly proportional to the quantity, directly proportional to the quantity what, of electricity, the quantity of what, electricity passed through the electrode. Electrolyte, the electrode, it will be preferable one is electrolyte because the solution. Okay, so we can write M is directly proportional to Q. The mass or the amount is directly proportional to the charge of or electricity passed, or M equals to ZQ. What is Z? Z is nothing but your proportionality constant, or electrochemical equivalent. This is also known as electrochemical equivalent. Okay, so what is Q? Is the charge, or we know that in physics I equals to charge, I is the current, charge per unit time. So here Q equals to what? I into T. So M equals to ZIT. Okay, ZIT. So this electrochemical equivalent, that is Z, also calculated by means of equivalent weight by Faraday. Equivalent weight by Faraday. In last video I told you that how to calculate equivalent weight. What is equivalent weight? equivalent weight is equals to molar mass by x. Yes or no? X may be acidity or basicity or salt. If it is a salt, then maybe you consider the cations, right? So what is Z? Z is equivalent weight by F. So M, you can write Z in place of Z, that is equivalent weight by F into I into T. So you are going to use this formula to solve your problems in Faraday's law. Okay? Understood? Here the amount is directly proportional to the charge or the electricity passed. As much the electricity passed, the mass of that substance that attached to the electrode is be high. That is what directly proportional, right? That is what the Faraday's first law. You simply remember this thing. Okay. Okay, let us do one problem with relating to this. So write the question. Find the amount of copper deposited when 5 ampere, visible? Yes, 5 ampere current is applied for 1 hour 1 hour to CuSO4 copper sulfate solution, given atomic weight of copper 63.5, and we know that F, that is what 96500 coulomb, that is again given. Okay, do how will you solve this solution? How will you do? What will the formula? M equals to ZIT. Simple. Okay, now find Z. I told you earlier, Z equals to nothing but equivalent weight divided by Faraday. I is given 5 ampere, T is given 1 hour, that you have to write in second always. Okay, so Z is nothing but equivalent weight by Faraday. So E by F into I into T. How will you calculate equivalent weight? Equivalent weight equals to molar mass by what? X. So we will calculate here. It's a salt, not acidity, no basicity. So Cu, what will happen particularly? Cu2 plus 2 electron, that is what copper deposition occurs. Okay, Cu2 plus 2 electron will give you Cu. So how many charge? 2 charge, 2 plus charge, so X will be 2. What is the molar mass? That is the given 63.5. So E equals to 63.5 divided by, here you can write na, in place of E you can write molar mass by X into I by F into T. Can I write like this? Yes. Okay. So molar mass, that is given 63.5. X, this is what, 2, into I means 5. F is nothing but 96500 into T, that is 1 hour. Always you have to write in second. So 1 hour is 60 minutes and 60 minutes is 60 seconds. Solve it, you will get the answer. And in comment section or in group you should share me the what answer you got. Okay, this is how you need to calculate mass. Clear? So now we will see the second law of Faraday. So in first law we know that mass is the directly proportional to the electricity passed. Here also the condition is quite same, but here we have compared with the series of connections. Okay, he compared with the series of connections. That is what same. He given that mass is directly proportional to the equivalent weight. Okay, that is what charge. Here it is what equivalent weight. So write what will be the law. Here m is the mass, right? M, what is m? M is the mass of the substance, right? Mass, oh I will write mass of the substance M is the mass of the substance, where E is the chemical equivalents. Okay, mass of the substance means what? That liberated by the passing electricity. Mass of the substance, you can write that liberated from where? By passing electricity. Okay, so now you can write the law. The amount, it states that the amount, right, the amount of different, they are considering the series connections. Okay, series connections. So different substances, visible, yes, substances liberated by the same quantity of electricity passing through कहाँ पास करेंगे? Through the electrolytic solution. Are proportional to as I said, it is proportional to what? Chemical equivalents. Okay, proportional to their chemicals equivalent weights. Okay, equivalent weights. If I'll start here, you can see. Equivalent weights. Okay. The amount of different substance liberated by the same quantity of electricity. Whenever you will apply the same quantity of electricity to a, suppose you have taken two electrolytic cell. This is cell 1, this is cell 2. Here you have taken that electrolytes and series connected battery. Okay, understood? Suppose this one is plus, this one is minus, so this will be your anode. If it is anode, this is again your cathode. If this is cathode, this will be your anode, and this negative is your cathode. This is what series connection. Okay, understood? Suppose it having a weight, a, this is A, B, this is C, and this is D. Okay, so it says that the ratio of these two, that means WA WB ratio, or WC WD weight, mass M, is equals to the equivalent weight of what? A, ratio of AB, or EC ratio is to ED. Okay, that means what? The mass of electrolytic cell is equal to the what? Equivalent weight of that particular chemical. Okay, that means W1 of W2, W1 of this cell is always equals to the equivalent weight of one cell or equivalent weight of second cell. This is your Faraday's second law. Okay. So next we will see the nature of. So next we will see the factors on which products of electrolysis depends. Okay. What are the factors on product? So first is the nature of electrolyte. Nature of electrolyte. Okay, what type of electrolyte is that? Strong electrolyte, weak electrolyte, how it will dissociate, that is what. Second, the medium of electrolyte, again medium of electrolyte means whether that is liquid or molten state. We always know that, we know that in liquid state the passing of electron carry easy hota hai, right? Whenever in molten state it is quite slow, in solid state no, right? Next is that concentration, again concentration of what? Concentration of electrolyte. So basically these are the factors that depends upon the product, depends upon these factors. And again one more thing, important one is the electrode. What type of electrode that you have taken? Okay, that is what? Nature of electrode. Nature of electrode. Okay, this is again of two types. One is inert electrode, another one is active electrodes. Okay, the inert electrode, what are the inert electrode? They are ideally isolate themselves. Inert, they will not react, whether that is in cathode. The electrodes are maybe kept in, you can keep in oxidation or anode side or cathode side. They will not any, they will do, there will be no effect. That's why inert electrodes. And some are the active electrodes, they will participate in the reaction. Here it will not participate in the electrolysis, here it is participate in the electrolyte. Suppose for example pt, inert is platinum electrodes, you can keep it in anode or cathode, okay, but platinum and graphite again. But in active electrodes, you must know zinc, iron, copper. So these all are the electrodes of active electrodes, they are participating in the electrolysis. So basically these are the factors that will depend. Okay, so next we will read about our cell, battery or fuel cell. One more video I will upload soon. Okay, see you.